Imagine this, everyone. You die. You open up your eyes, not to light, not to peace, but to fire, to torment, to regret. This is exactly where the rich man found himself. And in his agony, in the flames, his mind raced back to those he left behind. His desperate plea, "I beg you, Father, send Lazarus to my family. I have 5 brothers. Let him warn them so they will not also come to this place of torment." Did you hear that? A man who had spent his life in luxury, ignoring the suffering of others, was now the one begging. But this time, no amount of wealth, no influence, no power could change his fate. He had crossed the point of no return. Yet, even in his suffering, he still cared about his family. He knew they were on the same path, living for themselves, ignoring the truth, wasting time. If only he can go back, if only someone could go warn them, maybe, just maybe they would listen. And the chilling response, "They have Moses and the prophets. Let them listen to them." The answer was devastating. No Lazarus, no special messenger from the dead. His family already had everything they needed to know. God had already spoken. The question was, would they listen? The rich man pleaded again, "No, Father Abraham, but if someone from the dead goes to them, they will repent." And then came the final sobering truth. If they do not listen to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced even if someone rises from the dead. And that's the punchline. That's the gut check right now. What if this is you? What if you're living right now the way the rich man's brothers were? Comfortable, careless, assuming you have time. What if you are ignoring the cries of the hurting around you, assuming God will give you another chance? Let this hit you. He begged for just one more opportunity, and it never came. And if we don't listen now, if we don't change now, if we don't live for God now, we're walking straight towards the same fate. You don't get to warn your loved ones from the grave. You don't get to change your mind in hell. You don't get to bargain with eternity. But right now, while you are still breathing, you can change everything. This is your warning. Jesus is telling us this story not to scare us, but to save us. Because here's the real tragedy. Hear me out. Someone did rise from the dead. Jesus Christ did come back. And still, so many people don't listen. But you have a choice. You have the warning the rich man's brothers had. Don't ignore it. Don't assume you'll get another chance. Because when your last breath comes, there's no going back. So what will you do with this chance?